All right, hey everyone, welcome into another episode of the Spoiler Alert podcast, a long-awaited return. We took a few weeks off because there wasn't dick to talk about. And now that we're back, there's still not a lot to talk about. So sadly, we'll go through a couple movies that are coming out like usual. We saw a few, so we'll get a couple convince me the season here. And the biggest thing that happened is the Oscar nominations have released. And, we'll go through those. And I think what we'll do, Ty, is we'll go through them and we'll list one who we want to win.
Okay.
And then who we actually think will win, because I think those are different answers for a few of these.
Yeah, for sure.
So
at least we made it through January. Now there's gonna be a lot more stuff coming out, hopefully, that's worthy of our time. So we got that going for us.
Yeah. I was complaining to my friend at work today. I'm like, I've been so disappointed with the movies that are coming out. It's like there's nothing out this year. He's like, well, it's January, so it's pretty early. I'm like, yeah, that's true, but man, it just feels like a very slow start.
It definitely does. So I'm looking back. If I look back at my list from last year, I'm pretty sure that by like the first couple movies I saw last year were like some of them ended up being some of my favorites actually. Like Infinity Pool, I know was one of the first I saw last year. Megan, Knock at the Cabin. And then how could we forget Winnie the Pooh? So like the first four movies I saw of last year were the first three were decent, Megan, Knock at the Cabin, Infinity Pool, but then after that kind of fell off a cliff a little bit there.
But at least it was something to talk about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, so far only three movies this year, and they've all just been kind of
Yeah. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Sadly. But let's go ahead, hop in here for upcoming movies this week. Biggest one here we got is Argylle, a reclusive author who writes espionage novels about a secret agent and a global spy syndicate, realizes the plot of the new book she's writing starts to mirror real world events in real time. So, hell of a lineup in this one. You get Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston, Dua Lipa, John Cena. And then even the writer and directors have a pretty good resume. So Matthew Vaughn, who is directing this, has produced and directed Kick-Ass, produced and directed X-Men First Class, and then produced and directed all of the Kingsman movies.
Not a bad lineup of actors for sure, and definitely not a bad resume for Matthew Vaughn there. I did see that there's going to be a new Kick-Ass trilogy.
Oh, interesting.
So that's like something to look forward to. I think the first film's already done filming too. So,
wow, is it the same people?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like a reboot or if it's like same people. But I don't even know if I ever saw Kick-Ass 2. If I'm being honest with you.
I probably did. I just don't remember it at all.
It's just not very memorable. But Argylle though. Not high hopes for this one. I hope the cat isn't very relevant. The cat's everywhere in the trailer. I don't want it to be like the quirky cat movie. And I might have caught a spoiler today on Twitter. Not even like intended though. It was like an old tweet from whenever this movie first got announced. And they listed the synopsis in it. And I haven't seen that synopsis before. And it's slightly different from the ones that we're seeing now. So if it ends up being a spoiler, I'll kind of be like, what the hell? Yeah.
It's like Netflix will do that with some things, like in their descriptions. It like spoils it. We're like, what the fuck? Why would you do that?
Or IMDb just slapping a picture of the ending of a movie.
Exactly. That was the dumbest fucking thing. But yeah, Argylle, that's the biggest one out here. Like you said, not a lot of high hopes, low ratings currently from critics. But still, that's the biggest movie coming out this weekend.
It's at a 6 on IMDb though, so that's kind of high, I guess. Not very high anywhere else. I think it's like a 30 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's troublesome. But again, it might. Who knows? It could be a movie that critics just hate, and then people enjoy.
It's gonna get bonus points for me no matter what because Dua Lipa. I'm just gonna say it. Kay's gonna listen to this, be pissed. Extra points for Dua Lipa.
That's all right. Next movie here, How to Have Sex. That's somehow the movie. But 3 British teenage girls go on a rites of passage holiday, drinking, clubbing, and hooking up in what should be the best summer of their lives. Sounds like any other basic, we're graduating high school, let's go get wild before college type of film.
Yeah.
there's not much else to say about it. That's exactly what it sounds like, and that's exactly what I expect for that type of movie.
They're British though, so it's gonna be like they're gonna have a bunch of funny words for it. It's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go have a wank with his bruv over here."
Oi!
Oi, get over here!
Oh. Yeah, that's how they talk.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in this. I don't know why, actually.
Well,
if only I could figure out why I'm interested in this movie.
Yes, interesting. The one girl is actually from the Witcher series. She was in that for an episode. Everyone else hasn't really been in much at all, if anything. So who knows? Maybe they'll turn into like they'll turn into like the McLovin and the whole Superbad crew, where they're young and they just become comedic geniuses. However, this doesn't seem to be a comedy, which might be my biggest worry about it.
Yeah, just a drama.
Yeah.
And apparently there's no theaters playing this anywhere near me, which is weird because I am now set in Pittsburgh and not just back home in Vandergrift.
Yeah. Oh,
nothing close.
I got Showtimes here. Alamo always has the weird ones, the small films. But yeah, you would think a movie like this sounds exactly like a buddy comedy.
Yeah. If there is some funniness to it, that's bonus points right there too. If it's just a drama about a bunch of kids on vacation banging each other and whatnot, I mean, how's that gonna? I don't know how it's gonna be very good, but
somehow this is coming out now, but it's already won award. So it won.
I see it's got TIFF on the poster.
British Independent Film Awards won Best Lead Performance, Best Supporting. Oh, no, I'm sorry, nominated for Best Supporting Performance, and then a winner for Best Supporting Performance. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. These European award festivals. It's one of those film festival type movies, which honestly, when we were looking to record, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, Sundance was going on. And there was so much garbage I had to pile through to like talk about upcoming movies. I'm like, man, I don't even want to talk about these because they sound so horrible.
Yeah, so who knows if we'll be seeing this one.
Final one here. This movie actually has been out for some time. I have seen it out and I've thought about watching it because I like Mads Mikkelsen quite a bit. But this is The Promised Land, the story of Ludwig Collin, who pursued his lifelong dream to make the health bring him wealth and honor. I don't know if like that was supposed to rhyme, but it did. Health and wealth. But it looks pretty good. Honestly, Mads Mikkelsen has like a fantastic resume of movies that are so unique and different that I really enjoy watching them. Probably the biggest thing that got me into him was I'm drawing a blank on the name. It was a while ago. The Hunt, which was a movie about a guy who is a teacher, and he's like, best friend's daughter saw her brothers like watching porn and like saw something happening into there, and then told the teacher what happened in the porn, but said it was him that did that to her. Oh, so like it turns into this whole thing of like this dude's a predator and like all that stuff, and like you just see like the whole town go completely against this dude who was once like a top of the line character in their little town. So that was an interesting one. Obviously a very serious film, but his acting has always stood out.
Yeah, I like Mads. He's always been solid. Even underrated, I'd say.
Yeah.
This movie's got a 7.7 on IMDb, so not bad. Not bad so far. This is one that I could try to catch streaming sometime, I feel like. I doubt we'll be at any showtimes around here, but...
Yeah, I think it's the same. Oh, no. Same theater. Same theater has everything for me. But no, it's definitely out there streaming. You'll be able to find it.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Good to
Pittsburgh,
know.
Pittsburgh just needs an Alamo.
Yeah,
Is what it comes
for
down
real.
to. I don't know why we don't have one.
I don't know the one farthest up north. I think there might be one in like North Carolina.
Okay.
But that might be the closest one to you. So I don't think you want to make that drive, but
I just drive 7 hours to see.
yeah, just to go here. All right, they got one in Boston, DC, Indianapolis, Raleigh. Yep, Yonkers, so New York City.
Yonkers.
It's just a sick word. Yeah, but that'll be it for upcoming movies. You know, not a ton to talk about here, and sadly, that's kind of going to be the trend here for a bit of time.
Just a couple weeks. Well, hopefully we'll get some stuff coming out. I think we do have some stuff coming out soon that's at least I'm looking forward to. I think Drive Away Dolls comes out this month.
Yeah.
That's one of my most anticipated of the month so far. What else comes out this month? I'm looking right now real quick. These two are so bad. Madam Web, I think I have to see it just because that'll be a fun one to shit on. And the Bob Marley movie, which I have no interest in seeing, but I might see it for another one. Actually, I don't know if I can sit through that. I don't think I can sit through that. I like Bob Marley and all that, but I just don't know how I could do. Let's see how long that one is.
And they didn't even
hour and 44.
What, grandson or son? Didn't he?
Yeah, it should have been one of them. They got the guy that played, one of the Kens in fucking Barbie and the annoying guy in Secret Invasion on Marvel. Play fucking Bob Marley. Let's see what else here after those two. Those two are in like 2 weeks, and then end of the month is Drive Away Dolls, or is it? What the?
I'm assuming you're looking at like the IMDb counter. That's always messed up.
Oh, there it is. February 23rd. Okay, there it is. Good. And then at the beginning of March, we have that Love Lies Bleeding looked pretty good. And then it kind of not a ton after that. But I will see these movies. I will do it.
That's right. Gotta go.
Oh, March 26th. My calendar is marked for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be a freaking benchmark episode of the pod.
We should do a live stream watching that.
We honestly should.
Just kind of, what is that, like Mystery Science Theater or whatever, where they just watch a movie and shit on it?
And then after Winnie the Pooh, we have the new Godzilla movie, which is, nothing's going to be
another
-1, but there's some stuff coming out. But we knew this was going to be a slow year because of all the bullshit strikes and all that. Slow start to the year. We'll get through it. I do have a little bit of news, though. Should I kick it off?
Let's do it.
Biggest thing that I've seen so far since our little break here is that we finally have Top Gun 3 in the works. So even though Tom Cruise inked that non-exclusive pact at Warner Brothers earlier, it's looking like he'll continue to be busy at Paramount for some time now because Top Gun 3 is in development with the Maverick co-writer Ethan Kruger currently writing a draft. The project would reunite Cruise with Mavericks, Miles Teller, and Glenn Powell, as well as producers Jerry Bruckheimer and David Ellison. Joe Kosinski, I don't know who that is. Not John Krasinski. Joe Kosinski.
It's just him with a mustache.
Kosinski will reportedly either direct or produce. So, I mean, yeah, this is instantly just going to shoot up the most anticipated list, regardless of how long from now it comes out. Top Gun Maverick, like, definitely one of the best of the last couple years, I'd say. That's big. That's big news. But this one, though, this just came out within the last couple of days. I put a picture of it on the doc. So there's a movie coming out just called SNL 1975. So it's going to be directed by Jason Reitman and based on the real-life behind-the-scenes accounts of the opening episode of Saturday Night Live. These are the guys they got to play some of the characters here. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Lamorne Morris, Dylan O'Brien, Corey Michael Smith, and Matt Wood will all be playing Garrett Morris, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, and John Belushi. And I think they nailed it as far as lookalikes go.
It is, yeah.
I mean, that guy playing Chevy Chase and Belushi, they look spot on. Even O'Brien can kind of pass for Aykroyd there. And I don't know if that guy's related to Garrett Morris or whatnot, but yeah, that's awesome. Old SNL. Everybody knows SNL is what it is now. They're good for a couple viral videos here every now and then. Old SNL, though, is where it's at. This movie could be really fun.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. I was always more of like the early '90s. The Sandlers, the Chris Farleys, all those guys. But these are the guys that started it all.
But it says, so the quick synopsis here is, on October 11th, 1975, a ferocious troupe of young comedians and writers changed television forever. SNL 1975 is a true story of what happened behind the scenes that night in the moments leading up to the first broadcast of NBC's SNL. It depicts the chaos and magic of a revolution that almost wasn't, counting down the minutes to real time to the infamous words, live from New York, it's Saturday night. So the screenplay is based on an extensive series of interviews conducted by the director with all the living cast members, writers, and crew. So that's cool. At least they're going out and doing the research there, trying to figure out what happened that night. It'd be really sweet if it just goes completely off the rails, or they do like a alternate history thing where it just fucking turns to chaos and never happens or something. They just Tarantino it. But that would be a cool one. Old SNL's fun. Like I said, new SNL, depending on who hosts, there's some funny sketches, but nothing's been really great on it either lately. No. I saw some pretty funny ones whenever Nate Bargatze, the comedian, hosted. He was pretty funny. And there's a couple funny Adam Driver ones from whenever he was on it too.
I do like the news segments when they write each other's news segments and they don't know about it until they read it off. Those are pretty good.
That's they just make each other say the most ridiculous shit.
Oh yeah, like it's just always like incredibly like racist stuff that he makes the white guy say. I'm sorry, I shouldn't just call him the white guy. Scarlett Johansson's husband is what I meant to say. Like, come on.
So this next one tricked me a little bit. I saw this news and I thought that Miles Teller was going to be playing Michael Jackson in a biopic, but it turns out that Miles Teller is in talks to play a lawyer, one of who is not yet known in a Michael Jackson biopic, in which we already, I think, maybe even talked about. But yeah, I thought he was going to be playing Michael Jackson at first, which I thought was going to be fucking hilarious. But it turns out Michael Jackson's nephew is going to be playing him. It's going to be directed by Antoine Fuqua, who I just found out is a Pittsburgh guy, so good for him. He just did The Equalizer 3. He's done a couple other like random movies like that. All the Equalizers. I think he did like The Olympus Has Fallen, shit like that. Some of those.
I think I saw some like video of Michael Jackson's nephew like preparing for a scene and like practicing like his movements and everything, and it was pretty good.
Does he look like Michael Jackson at all?
He does. He's just small. Michael Jackson was incredibly tiny. Kind of like Freddie Mercury. Like you don't realize how tiny these guys are. Like the one I realized was when I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they have like their clothes out there. They're fucking tiny as shit.
Just extra schmediums all around.
Yeah.
This last one I just saw it today. Like we said, it's been slow for the movie news, slow for the movies, everything. But Brad Pitt's reuniting with Quentin Tarantino for his final film, The Movie Critic.
Okay.
So it's gonna be the third time they work together. First time, obviously, being Inglourious Bastards. We fucking love that movie. Second time, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He won an Oscar for that one. So it's unclear yet if he's gonna play the lead role or not. But I mean, he's gotta. Surely he will. So it's looking like 2025 for that one. So we're gonna have a while to go, but. I mean, I think we're both probably looking forward to that one quite a bit just because it's Quentin Tarantino's quote-unquote final film. And then we just have a couple movies here that wrapped up filming within the last couple weeks. Gladiator 2, Deadpool 3, and Mortal Kombat 2. So we get to look forward to all of those coming out. None of which are original ideas.
No. That's how it goes, I guess.
The first Mortal Kombat was okay.
Yeah.
I got Mortal Kombat 11 or Mortal Kombat 1. I think, Mortal Kombat 1. I played through the story. I don't know why. I don't even know why I buy those games anymore because everybody's too sweaty. Like, there's no way I can get online and try to even play that and have fun because I will just get absolutely my shit kicked in.
Yeah. People in fighting games get wild at them.
Yeah. UFC's as far as I go. I can kind of do that decently, but if I get my ass beat, I just rage too. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. Break some shit. It's all good.
That's it for the news. Like we said, not a ton there.
Cool. Well, I'll take over here then for the first Convince Me to See. I gotta recollect about this movie because it's been a second since I saw it. But I will start to convince you to see or not Society of the Snow. Have you seen it yet?
I still haven't seen it.
You have not. Okay. All right. So Society of the Snow is a true story film that is on Netflix currently. It's about the flight of the rugby team that crashes on a glacier in the Andes. The few passengers who survive the crash find themselves in one of the world's toughest environments to survive. So this was, one, a real event that happened. 2, was a book. 3, it was a movie in like the 1990s called Alive. And in that one, it was Ethan Hawke who starred in that one.
Oh, no shit.
So this one is actual Spanish speaking folks. It's not just Ethan Hawke walking around like normal. So it's, closer to the real thing. I will say this movie, I am going to try to convince you to see it. Okay. Overall, it was really brutal, crazy story. Based on the things that they had to do to survive, you can imagine. And then like a plane crash in the 1970s is nuts. Like there's obviously not nearly the tech we have today to help find them. And so like it was a struggle to find them. And the opening scene of the plane crash was so much more brutal than I thought they were gonna make it, and that's honestly what had me really engage myself into this movie, because people get destroyed during this crash. I keep saying crash, and like they show it all. Ooh. And it is just absolutely brutal. But overall, just really interesting story. It is a little bit long. It's almost 2.5 hours here, but overall pretty good, pretty worth watching it the whole time. I do wish it was a little bit shorter. There are some scenes that are a bit repetitive. Okay. But the overall story, the wildness of the struggles that they have to go through, and then for a somewhat, I'll call it a lower budget film. It's not like a movie that goes to theaters and everything. Mm-hmm. The crash was very well done. The gore, and yes, there is gore, is also gotta be gore. Very well done. And then I don't want to spoil the story too much here, but afterwards, looking into like the real accounts of what happened like afterwards and how they like had to reintegrate themselves into society after the things they had to do is insane. But yeah, overall solid movie, easy watch. It's on Netflix. Like I said, a little bit long, but man, is it brutal. Like the first hour I'd say really grips you, and then it definitely slows down, and then we'll have some spikes here and there. But overall, decent movie to watch. First one I saw of the year, and I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Okay.
That's not bad. I'm convinced. I just need to make the time to do it. Maybe this weekend I'll actually finally be able to do it, and I'll be able to update the doc. Sounds like it's probably one of the best ones of the year so far, actually.
It definitely is on my side, but then again, I haven't seen much.
So I'll just go right into mine then, because I'm going to see that one, and I'm sure I'm going to take your word for it. It's good. Mine haven't been on Netflix. I'll start off with ISS, because it's up my alley. So like once we talked about it, actually I don't know if we talked about it or not. I think it came out the week we took off. But anyway, space thriller, so I was interested right away. That being said, I didn't have high expectations, and I kind of just like bought a ticket and saw it on the fly. There was only one person in the cast I recognized, and it was the guy that played Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones. So it's directed by Gabriella. I couldn't tell you how to say this last name. Copperweight, who also directed the documentary Blackfish, actually, of all things. Oh. But like I said, starring nobody I knew besides Greyjoy guy, and his name's hard to pronounce, so fuck him. Synopsis here. Tensions flare in the near future aboard the International Space Station as a conflict breaks out on Earth. Reeling, the U.S. and Russian astronauts receive orders from the ground to take control of this station by any means necessary. So, right there off the bat, that's such an intense concept for a movie, because you have 3 Russians on board the ISS and you have 3 Americans on board the ISS. Shit goes down on Earth, and then they each get a like secret transmission from back home saying, take those fuckers out, take over the ISS. But this one was shorter than The Beekeeper. It was only an hour and 35 minutes, which did not feel like very fast, I will say. Despite having an awesome premise, something that you're invested in immediately, something that could genuinely happen in real life. It's like existentially terrifying if you think about it. Like, they were up there on the space station, they just see like a nuke go off on Earth, like, whoa, you could see that explosion from space. What the hell was that? And then just a ton of shit happens on Earth, and it looks crazy. Probably the scariest thing you could ever see. But the movie keeps you interested enough, but it hits a lull, and it doesn't really like it kind of misses going like shifting gears to like another level, and you also don't really get a chance to give a hell about any of these characters. A super good, like, the effects were okay. They didn't really do too much different that we haven't seen in a space movie before. But like I said, it didn't blow me away. It was just okay. I think I'm gonna go a 5 on this one.
Okay.
I have to find my list.
Did you see this in theaters?
I did see this in theaters. I was the only one there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5.3 on this one. I'm gonna start to include my decimals so that I can keep a running tally of where I'm at. It's gonna make it easier for the end of the year. 5.3 on this one.
That sounds good.
Because I watched Self-Reliance first before this, which was a Hulu movie, and I gave it a solid 5. And I think ISS was a little bit better than Self-Reliance, so I went 5.3 on it. Didn't give it the rookie score of 5.0. Yeah, Self-Reliance was okay. It was kind of funny, but it also just kind of fell flat.
Gotcha. Honestly, this was a movie I was pretty interested in, but
yeah,
man, a 5 isn't really begging me to go see it.
Yeah, no. It would be okay to watch at home, I think. It might be now, for all I know. I don't know if there's still showtimes or not. It's definitely, like, I say this a lot, it's definitely a movie that I could see on TNT at some point. Like, you just be scrolling through and then you would see them up on the space station, shit going off. You would know you're watching ISS.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, like, from having such a good story, you'd think that it was going to be better, but nah, just kind of falls flat. 5 is pretty fair, I think. Maybe even could have probably went lower, but I'll switch gears here and go to The Beekeeper, which was my first movie I saw in the theater of 2024. This one's, of course, starring Jason Statham, Josh Hutcherson, and Jeremy Irons. This one's directed by David Ayer, aka the guy who made the bad Suicide Squad movie, but also the guy who made End of Watch. I love that movie. End of Watch, super underrated movie, I feel like. Quick synopsis here, though. One man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on a national stakes after he is revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organization known as Beekeepers.
Great name.
So, Beekeepers, yeah. At the time I wrote this, it was at a 6.7 on IMDb and a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's maybe since then changed because this was a couple weeks ago. So I'm actually very curious to see if it changed. It's a 6.6 on IMDb. Let's check Rotten Tomatoes. Beekeeper. Currently a 69% critic approval and 92% audience approval. So audiences love it. Critics, it's okay to them. Super quick though, hour and 45-minute runtime. It felt quicker than ISS, I will say, even though it was about 10 minutes longer. It's a good premise, like right off the bat too, just like ISS kind of was. If you scam old people online, you're just a total piece of shit, and you deserve to get your shit rocked by Jason Statham. Yeah. So there are he hands out some unique ass whoopings dished out just with like no intent for their lives whatsoever. He really is just like a one-man army, and that's pretty much all you want from a Jason Statham movie these days. Just go kick some ass. Kind of like almost even more asses kicked than John Wick. He almost felt like invincible, which, I mean, I don't hate. It was it's hard to suspend a little bit of disbelief there, because I think he might have got hurt like once the whole movie, but fuck it, who cares? Definitely kept me entertained throughout. not as funny as some of his more recent movies were, like Operation Fortune or anything like that. It's more just an ass-kicking movie, and I'm here for it. So it's pretty much just everything you'd want it to be from a Jason Statham movie these days. I ended up going 6.5 on this one, which is technically my #1 movie of the year.
All right.
So, Beekeeper. We'll see how long it keeps that spot. But it's the #1 movie of the year for me, baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That one is also now streaming, so I'll give that a go.
Yeah, you'll like it for sure. It's worthy.
Anything that's like, all right, Statham beating the hell out of people, I'm for it. It's easy. Yeah. It's an easy watch. At that point, I don't care about the story. Just, make it fun and exciting.
It hooks you right away because it's a kind of like, it's shit that happens nowadays where like someone will try to scam your grandma, hack her Facebook, whatever, and stuff like that. Yeah. And then they eventually steal passwords. They try to scam you out of all your money and stuff. And then he just goes fucking nuts. I love it. It was great. I was getting hyped up at the theater. I can't remember if I was the only one in the theater for it too. I might have been, but definitely it was more worthy of a watch than anything else so far this year, I would have to say.
Is Hutcherson the bad guy?
Yeah. He's like a little shithead.
Yeah, he looks like it. He looks like a little like.
He looks like such a little rich fuckhead. And there's some other guy in it that looks just like him, and I was like, is that Josh Hutcherson? I gotta figure out his name. Yeah, I gotta figure out his name because I was like, that's not him. It was like, I thought I was losing my mind because he looked like him, but it wasn't. It clearly wasn't him. Gotta find this guy who it was.
Taylor James, who played Lazarus, or David Witts?
It was David Witts. I thought that was Hutcherson, and I was like, that's not him.
Yeah, they look pretty similar. Especially in a fast-paced movie, it's probably easy to get that.
That guy gets his ass whooped. So yeah, definitely check out The Beekeeper. It's definitely worthy of a watch. Definitely probably, I wouldn't say more than Society of the Snow, but anything else so far this year.
It might be, honestly. I might give it a go tonight. I don't have much to watch at all. I guess, there's Pro Bowl stuff going on, but who cares?
Yeah, only an hour and 45 minutes too, so we'll probably get done with this pretty quick tonight since we don't have a ton.
Yeah, not a ton. Last segment here, we are going to go into some of our Oscar picks and wants. I'm not going to do every category because, honestly, I don't feel qualified to give my thoughts on, like, visuals and audio and stuff like that.
We'll hit some of the big ones.
That looked good, shit like that.
I liked how the colors looked in that one.
Those were pretty.
Yeah.
So, we'll go through some of the ones that I think will work for us. So, Best Animated Feature Film, Best Director, Best Supporting Actress and Actor, Best Lead Actress and Actor, and then the big one, Best Picture. So, we will kick it off with Best Animated Feature Film. The nominees are The Boy and the Heron, which I still haven't seen, so I'm kind of going off your word here.
I'm still so curious. I think you would probably actually really like it since you're a Miyazaki guy.
And I think it's the kind of front runner here to win since it won the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Elemental, Nimona, which is disgusting. That is nominated. That movie was garbage. Robot Dreams, which does look interesting. I put that on my list to check out. And then, of course, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So, picks and wants, like I said, it's probably going to be The Boy and the Heron. That makes a lot of sense. The want, for me, would, of course, be Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too.
I just think films like that need more recognition. Not that it wasn't already a big movie, but, like, in terms of, like, the Hollywood elites who, like, make these picks, I want them to realize just how unique of a film it is, and that we need more of that stuff, and we won't get more of that stuff unless people think it will win awards and make money.
Yep, and now it's going to be who knows how long till we get the next one, but hopefully I would like to see that one win an Oscar. That'd be great. I can't remember if the first one did or not. Did the first one?
I think it did.
I couldn't remember if it did or not. It better have.
Yeah, I can confirm that real quick. But Ty, are you on the same page here? I feel like you are.
Yeah, I can check out the best directors here. Let me find it. Where the hell did it go?
Oh, and sorry, I meant same page as in, like, you agree. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, not our doc, not our doc.
I gotcha.
Oh, good.
So I do have it pulled up. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, no, definitely we're on the same page for that, for sure.
Awesome. And then, yeah, Spider-Man has won one Oscar. The original one did.
Was it for effects?
It was for...
Or like animation, whatever?
Who is that? Yes, Best Animated Feature Film.
Sweet.
So, yeah, 2019. Man, that was a
So I could see them going... That's why I could see them going with The Boy and the Heron here.
Yeah.
Because the first one did win and this is a sequel, but it deserves it, I think. I think it looks better than The Boy and the Heron, after having seen both.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The Miyazaki art style is different.
It does have its own... It's still good. Good art style, but it's different compared to Spider-Man, for sure.
For sure. Let's hop into Best Director here. Nominees this time are Justin Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things.
Nailed it.
Thank you. And Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. Ty, we talked about this during our award show. I think it's pretty damn easy to give it to Nolan.
There's no way you don't go Nolan here, I don't think.
I think it's what we want, too. You know, unless you feel differently for, like, Poor Things.
Poor Things was fucking great, too. I think you sort of need to see that. Have you seen that one yet?
I haven't.
Yeah, maybe there's a better place to watch that one now, or better. But that was a fucking great movie. But I still haven't seen Anatomy of a Fall either. I've seen some people saying, "Oh, she could come in and swoop in on that." No, get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
this is definitely Nolan's award to lose, in my opinion. I think he's definitely gonna. I mean, Oppenheimer's gonna fucking clean up.
Absolutely.
So pretty much any one of these that has an Oppenheimer actor in it, it's probably gonna go to the Oppenheimer actor. But we'll see.
Cool. So easy enough for those ones. So let's hop into Best Supporting Actress. So speaking of Oppenheimer, we have Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Nyad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdover. So that's my pick. That's who I want, and that's who I think will get it.
Me too. I was immediately about to walk back my Oppenheimer take there because Emily Blunt, she was in the movie for all of 10 minutes, and she didn't really do anything for me. I don't know why she even got a nomination here, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. And America Ferrera getting a nomination for Barbie is fucking ridiculous to me.
It hurts.
That's ridiculous to say, oh, she got a nomination for that movie. That's a joke. Mm-hmm. Especially because Margot Robbie didn't even get nominated for Best Actress. She got snubbed.
Fuck.
They fucking left her hanging on that one, so that sucks. But this has got to go to Divine Joy Randolph, in my opinion.
Awesome. Yeah, and well deserved for her as well. And I think she was also in The Color Purple. I might be wrong.
I think she was too.
But obviously,
they're gonna say Barbie if I was like, oh shit, what Barbie
was she? Yeah, I don't know if she was in that either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was in The Color Purple, but in The Holder, I loved her character. She was probably my favorite character in that.
Honestly, same. Honestly. Now I just want to watch The Holdovers again.
It's a good one. It's so good. So let's hop over to supporting actor. Nominees, we have Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. So this is the first awards where I'm a little bit torn.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's going to be Robert Downey Jr.
Uh-huh. I think this is definitely the strongest category as far as like roles go and people nominated. Ryan Gosling absolutely killed it in Barbie. Obviously not as serious of a role as like Downey had, but Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things was also fucking great.
And that's where, man, it's tough for what I want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
De Niro probably had the biggest role out of all of them.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Poor Things. Mm-hmm. But also Robert Downey Jr. Robert De Niro, while I was disappointed as a whole with Killers of the Flower Moon, I still think he did a good job.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
So I'm a little torn here. I'd be happy, honestly, with pretty much any of them winning. Probably, yeah. I can't speak to Mark Ruffalo, but as far as like if I'm picking who I think is actually going to win, I'm pretty positive it'll be Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I think so too. We should definitely keep track of. I mean, we're pretty much on the same page of who we think and want to win. I was gonna say let's keep track of it, but pretty much like we're I think everybody we've said so far is going to win. But it will be fun to see if we're right or not.
Yeah.
Come on,
so I'll pop it down here on our notes for who we think, and we can go from there.
It would be really fun if Gosling wins, though, for Barbie.
It would be. I won't deny that. I voiced that Barbie wasn't my favorite movie, but he was my favorite part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're on the same page, Robert Downey Jr. for supporting actor?
Yep.
Cool. And so let's get to the big one. So leading actress nominees. I feel like we had this entire movie or podcast for a year, and I never heard of Naiad.
I didn't either.
And it has all these nominations.
Never once heard of it. I could not tell you what it is.
Man, we got some holes in our show here for missing out on nominated films.
What the hell? I gotta look this up. I don't even know what the hell it is.
It came out of nowhere. I have no idea what it is.
Naiad.
Like, I don't know.
Isn't that a town in like North Dakota or some shit?
Maybe. Well, it says
Naiad.
They're swimming from Cuba to Florida. Oh, you know what? That's a lie. I have heard of this movie. I just completely ignored it.
It's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. Yeah, I completely ignored this movie. I'm like, all right, old lady wants to swim to Florida. Cool.
Yeah, I did not give a fuck about this movie.
Is it true? Oh, it is a true story. Oh, that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, no, did not.
I don't know if Naiad is actually a town or not, but is this lady's last name?
There you go. It might be. It might be a town. I mean, you can say it is. I guarantee nobody knows anything about North Dakota.
110 mile open ocean swim from Cuba to Florida. That's fucking crazy.
That's fucking wild. That's like Michael Phelps shit.
Like, how do you just not stop to like sleep or eat? Maybe she did. I don't fucking know. But
yeah, just backstroke while like eating.
Yeah, here's a Pop-Tart. At least I think it looks like they had a boat following her, so she doesn't get lit up by like sharks or whatever. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Shark.
Also, this movie's 2 hours and 1 minute long, which is far too long. Far too long of a movie.
Yeah, like what are they going to talk about?
Chicks swimming across Cuba.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's probably like
in everything these days, though.
Yeah, she is.
I think we just finished the second episode of Night Country. Actually, we were midway through it, and we spilled shit all over our new rug, and we had to stop watching it. It's a big disaster. So, well, I don't know what happens in the second
welcome
episode.
To the apartment life.
I do remember what happened, actually. You said have you watched the...
Yeah, I've watched 3 of them.
Yeah, I think only 3 came out, so maybe 4, but the heads just started to talk whenever they were digging them up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It gets very spiritual, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, especially after that lady was seeing her dead husband or whatever. I thought it was her son, and she said she was banging him. I was like, that's
everyone's just banging, yeah.
I was like, that's not her son.
Like, ooh.
I'm invested so far just because I've been looking to find a new movie or a new show to watch.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
I've been watching fucking Malcolm in the Middle. That's where we're at right now.
Young Dewey.
Yeah, little Dewey.
I
never watched it growing up.
Tupac real?
Who?
I've seen a picture. There's a picture. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I'll send it to you. There's been a picture of Malcolm in the Middle cast with Tupac, and I don't think it's real.
I would have thought he died before that show even came out.
Right?
That's pretty great if it's real.
Why can't I find it now?
Just some sick Photoshop.
Shit.
Tupac at Malcolm. Are you thinking of Malcolm X?
No. There's a picture going around of Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle with Tupac.
Oh, you know what? That was definitely probably like yeah, he died in 96.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is not real. But that
real
would
in my
be
mind, damn it.
That might just be really funny if like cuz he was at the Malcolm X speech or whatever, and because of Malcolm in the Middle, they just kind of spliced him in with something and like gave him glasses or something. I want to be able
to find the picture. I can't. It's driving me crazy now. Fuck.
That's good. You have to make one. Get some AI to do it.
Where the hell were we?
Anyways, Naiad.
Crazy tangent there. Naiad, yeah. Oh, best actress in a leading role.
Annette Bening nominated for Best Actress in a Leading Role.
I hope she loses. I'm just going to say it. I just hope she loses.
Hey, man, she's a good swimmer. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan in Maestro. And Emma Stone in Poor Things. And again, I have not seen Poor Things, but I also feel like she'll win. I'm going a little bit based off of the Golden Globes here, because sometimes they line up. A lot of the times they line up. However, I would not be upset if Lily Gladstone won. She was great as well. And honestly, Carey Mulligan, even though I didn't like Maestro, I thought she was very good in it.
Yeah, honestly, up until I saw Poor Things, I thought Lily Gladstone was going to win this because she was fucking great in that movie, no doubt.
Yeah.
But having seen Poor Things, Emma Stone definitely deserves this one. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. I can't wait for you to see that movie. You'll be excited once you finally watch it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, so I'll defer to you on that one. I believe you.
I think Emma Stone's going to take this.
I'll give it to her as well. Then, man, this is another easy one, I think, for lead actor, but let me read out the notes here.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy, of course, for Oppenheimer. Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. And Coleman Domingo for Rustin. No idea what that is.
I have no idea what that is either.
But pretty sure it's going to be the Oppenheimer guy, Cillian Murphy here. However, I would love if Paul Giamatti takes it.
So would I. I would. It would be probably a crazy upset at this point, and it would definitely be like, I feel like Cillian Murphy definitely deserves it, but I mean, Paul Giamatti does just as well.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with either, but I think it's going to be Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, I'm all for the upset here. You know, we've talked about The Holdovers a lot. Such a great film. And if he pops in and just steals this, would be awesome. So good if it happens.
It would be crazy. Rustin is also another Netflix movie.
Man,
it's another biography drama, and it's an activist, Bayard Rustin, faces racism and homophobia as he helps change the course of civil rights history by orchestrating the 1963 March on Washington. So that was all Oscar bait for sure.
Yep, there you go. Good job. You got your nomination.
Movie as hell. Yeah, good job.
Good work.
6.6 out on IMDb, so that's how you know it's all Oscar bait, because people don't give a fuck about this movie.
I bet it has like a high 80s critic rating.
Let's check and see.
Yeah, let's see. So I get this one.
Rustin.
While you're looking that up, I didn't realize how many nominations they give out for Best Picture. It's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. 85% certified for Rotten Tomatoes and 86% critics or audience, which I'm surprised the audience is that high. I figured it's going to be lower.
Yeah, well.
That sounds so fucking boring to me.
It doesn't sound interesting, but...
So I hope he loses.
But yeah, Best Picture. I never realized how many films actually get nominated. There's quite a lot here, more than I remember.
Like for 11? Is it
previous years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So nominees for Best Picture: American Fiction, which I do think I got to see.
I think I want to see that one too. It actually looked pretty solid. I've heard it was good. I can't remember who told me they did see it, but someone said it was really good.
I like Jeffrey Wright too.
Yeah, me too.
He's a big HBO guy. Like,
Westworld.
Obviously big in Westworld, and then Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
He plays a big character in that. So, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, which that disturbs me a little bit, much like a lot of these other movies. I don't know how it's up for Best Picture.
Right.
The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, same thing there. Oppenheimer, absolutely. Past Lives, that really pisses me off because that movie was straight trash.
That's one I also didn't see. Didn't see that or Zone of Interest.
Yeah, so then Poor Things, and I think I texted you like when I read the nomination. The fuck is the Zone of Interest, and why is it nominated for Best Picture?
Yeah.
That's another one. I did check out what that's about. It actually sounds pretty interesting. It's an A24 film as well.
Oh, okay.
I think they get a little weird with it, which causes a bit of ruckus for who likes it and who doesn't. Because essentially what it is, it's a family living right next to like Auschwitz and trying to live like a normal life while people are being brutally held captive and murdered next door. And like, obviously a lot of people have an issue with that for a lot of reasons. And I think people felt like they were making fun of the situation almost. But A24, they wowed out. And honestly, it sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, that might be one worthy of checking out before the Oscars actually come out for sure.
Absolutely.
I think we definitely seen more Best Picture nominees this year than we did last year, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think last year was just boring.
One of the shitty ones we didn't care to watch.
Yeah.
One, two,
but Ty, I would love for it to be The Holdovers, much like the Paul Giamatti takeover, but I think we know what's coming here. It is gonna be and should be Oppenheimer.
For sure. One thing I was surprised though, there was no like love anywhere for the Iron Claw.
Yeah, that is an absolute fucking crime. You know, in every category. Should it be? I would like put Iron Claw in for Best Picture over American Fiction, over Barbie, over Past Lives, over Maestro, over I can't say Zone of Interest. I haven't seen that one yet. Like it disturbs me about that shit. And I know there might be a little bit of a bias with Zac Efron and thinking, you know, he's just still the High School Musical guy. You know, he can dance, but he acted his ass off in that movie. And even supporting role actors, even the mother, she should have been up for supporting actress. You know, really, really big miss by the Oscars here.
I agree. Fuck that. It should have been nominated somewhere along the way. And so should have Margot Robbie.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there too. But we'll finish it out here with, we know it's going to be Oppenheimer. It deserves it. It is every bit of a Oscar-worthy film, and they're going to clean house, like you said.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Ty, well, we're back. We're going to get this going again, baby. Weekly. Hopefully some better films to talk about here. Maybe some more exciting news. We'll get into it.
Yeah. We'll get her done. We're going to start getting her done.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
The Cable Guy era. We're getting her done.
He's still around, right?
It blew my mind whenever I found out he's completely not even like Southern at all. He's like a normal fucking guy.
He's
just fake. Yeah, it's fake
big
as hell.
Fakey.
Big old faker.
Fucker.
Fucker, I already know.
All right, that's where we're gonna get out of here. This is what we get for not having a ton to talk about. All right, we will be back next week.
Bye.